1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to the Dynasty Hot Sauce Podcast. I am Larry Monkey, and I am joined by Mr. Run DFF on Twitter, and we call him Justin Rogers sometimes too. What's up, my man?
Hola, señor. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Hey, all right. Hey, check it out. Man. Oh, ready? Bam.
Great.
All right, dude. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Live show, Hot Sauce Pod, followed up our 4-part little mini series of the first night of the draft. Did you have a chance to listen to any of that?
Hell no, I didn't have a chance to listen to that. Holy crap. It was a lot just to be on the show. I mean, hell, I passed out for like 10 minutes.
It was a monumental evening. It was great, as we knew it was going to be great. And I don't know, man. We had a lot of fun folks passing through.
We did. It was a good time. I did. I mean, it was fun to gather people in and see what everybody had to say.
Yeah.
It was a little frenetic, which was fun. So
right. Yeah, we had a nice diverse crowd pass through. We had some IDP action. We had some serious talent evaluators.
Yeah.
Hollywood Titan, the IDP guy. Then we had IDP Nation came through. That was fun with his painted face. And then he ended up like passing out or something. Then, oh man, I can't even name everybody. We got Nick Whalen's instant reaction from right after Chicago chose Justin Fields. Katie Flower was here for Dallas taking Micah Parsons. She was here for the Mac Jones pick. Who else? The Angry Sports Couple was with us most of the evening too. But hour 4, the late night show, when John Lobb and Rocky from Trade Addicts and Jerry O'Shea was here, and
Jerry
Matt Conley, the Dynasty Viper, and Mike Sipes, FF Blitz from Dynasty Trades HQ. They were here that 4th hour. And then Outhouse made an appearance. Now, what's funny, I don't know what happened to the Outhouse piece, because I thought I edited the whole. It was like 4 hours and change, and I just kind of chopped it. I didn't do any editing at all. I chopped it into 4 separate shows and released hour 1, draft night hour 1, draft night hour 2, 3, 4, and I have a terrible memory, as you know, so I had to like go to the YouTube and kind of just like jump here there to see who was there so I could label it correctly per the episode. As far as who made the appearance, and there was an Outhouse made an appearance, right? I'm convinced he did. Was he there? Am I making that up?
I think he came in real late. I feel like he did.
Okay, but I mean, you fell asleep in the middle of the show. That was fantastic.
Okay, let's be very clear. We were after the draft, and we were still bullshitting. Hell yeah, I passed out 4 hours into that some bitch.
Oh boy.
After the draft, and we were still bullshitting. Hell yeah, I passed out 4 hours into that. Larry's still trying to figure out electronics. Mute your phone.
I know, it's quick.
He pulled up the YouTube.
I pulled.
Larry's still trying.
Oh my god, it's still doing it.
Mute your phone. Just hit the side button until it stops playing.
Holy moly, that was a lot of fucking talking. I just muted everybody.
Just all you have to do is turn your phone down. Have you dropped this link anywhere for anybody to chit chat?
Holy shit, man. That was just a bunch of words. What happens, man? So, I want to get into. So anyway, if you haven't listened to any of those shows, they're all amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of real-time stuff. John Lobb comes in with his passion, and he rolls in so disappointed with the Denver Broncos selection.
John Lobb earned himself an invite to other shows with his passion and remarks on our show. So that was cool. The HQ guys were like, "We're having you on our show. You're coming." So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. And then Matt Donnelly chiming in, and they were just going back and forth with their evaluations of all the players, not just your fantasy relevant guys. And that was just fascinating to get like some, you're getting some real real deal analysis on the hot sauce pod. Some folks, look at us like we're like, like the good times pod. But I'm telling you, man, we bring some legit business here sometimes.
That's the key right there. We find people that know what they're talking about, and then we just have fun.
Right. Yes.
I think it works. I think it works.
I think it does. Well, we hope so. We hope people enjoy it. So we're bringing it to you live right now. I am in a 14-team super flex 2-point tight end premium. It is
big boy premium. Yeah.
Oh, this league is the Degenerate Dynasty League, run by our good buddy Ruben. I'm pretty sure. I think he might be joining us. I don't know. He mentioned something in the chat. But anyway, I am on the clock in this 2-point premium. Now, this draft has been going great for me up until my last pick. Now, I had a tough decision to make because I have Kyler Murray, and that plays a little bit into it, only because DeAndre Hopkins is sitting out there. Now, with this 2-point tight end, I had one pick and then another pick like 6 picks later, and then I don't pick for 24 picks.
Yep.
So it was like DeAndre Hopkins, or do I take a tight end? Because they're 2 points, and there was already there's been little mini runs.
Larry, what did your roster look like before that pick? Let's get some background information first.
Let's get some background here. So, with my first selection, I drew the 1-4 I ran for the 1-4.
Sure. Yep.
And I ended up taking Kyler Murray.
Yes, sir. Can dig it.
And again, 2-point tight end. So that always plays with your mind. And a 14-team league. So if you don't have a bookend, I mean, I don't know where's the safe zone? Where's the safe spot in a 14-team league so you don't get like busted on a run? Where do you think? In the middle?
Yeah,
you want to be in the middle, so kind of in the.
If you're on the end, if you're on the turn or close to the turn on a 14-team or 16-team league, things can change drastically. I like to generally be in the middle of a draft anyway, just because I like to be a little bit more predictable, or I like the league to be a little bit more predictable. Because you really don't know what's going to happen in 22, 24 picks from now, whatever. So it changes things. Okay, so while you're here, let's go through your picks. So you had Kyler Murray. Here, let me sort.
Oh, check this out. You know what? We're gonna go high tech here. Well, as I search for my glasses, which are, I don't even know, somewhere on my body, but I have like a million things going on here. Here they are. Boom. I can share the screen, dude. This is
fancy.
Yeah, let's see if we can do it.
Then I'll read your team off.
Oh. Hold on. Enter Ruben, the commissioner.
Ruben!
Commissioner. What's up, man? You want to walk us through the 2-point tight end and how you came into? Are you like a heavy tight end guy, or you were just like 14-teamer? Let's do this 2-point tight end. End of discussion.
So last summer I did one of the DLF championship leagues with the 2-point PPR for the tight ends.
I'm in one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I realized how advantageous you could be if you have Kittle, Kelsey, Andrews, those guys. So I started the DDL1 with basically the same setup as those DLF championship ones, except for I added a PPC in there. And I told nobody from like a couple of groups I was in, and just got a bunch of different people in, and drafted, or it was an auction startup. So I ended up with Kelsey, Kittle, I think either Andrews or it's one of the, no, it was Andrews, those 3 tight ends. The quarterbacks weren't very good or whatever. So they've all evolved off of that one with a little bit of a tweak.
Right.
Like there's a 14-team version. Justin's in the 16-team version that's Devi as well. But the scoring settings are basically the same, because I've really liked make those tight ends really makes them a big difference with that 2 PPR, right? And then there's a 14-team one that's 2 tight end. This one isn't. So I had a league fold that one night, and then I was like, shit, let's do another one. And then it filled up pretty quick. And then all we did was add the points for a little point for first down. That was it. but
Ooh.
and this one's draft instead of an auction.
Yeah, I really like the auction one because I got Waller for like half the price of Kittle or whatever it was.
Yes, you did.
It was great. It was great.
That was yeah, because somebody went big time on those two guys.
Yep.
And I thought I was doing great getting like Henry, and then all of a sudden he goes to New England with Jonnu. And
So what's interesting about this league, and remember I mentioned this, I think a week or two ago, just when we were discussing rules for our league.
Yeah.
Ruben has the 2022 rookie picks in this startup.
Well,
Like if you weren't confused enough about the 2-point tight end and how to value all the other players and include the tight ends.
well, Larry, if you want to know what I teased this in our chat today, if you are interested to know what my bombshell idea is, it's for every rookie pick to always be drafted. So we should draft our 22 and 23 picks 2 years out, because I like to be able to trade 2 years of picks. I think every year we add in the 2024 picks next year into the draft, into the rookie draft pool.
oh,
And so every year you're banking on trying to figure out whose team is going to suck in a couple years, and when you
but see, that's different. That's a little bit different than
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this is my idea, is to always have the future rookie picks in the draft. Now you can trade them at any point. Once you got them, you can trade them just like any asset. But I think
so. I could draft your 2023 picks if I thought your team was going to be bad.
Absolutely, yeah. And this could really create some. I like the idea of the shit talking that's going to create.
Oh wow, yeah. Because if you pick mine, I'm going to be pissed.
I think it has. I mean, it makes that startup, I think, a lot more important than it initially was, because a lot of people do a startup and you're like, I wish I had that back, or I didn't like my spot in the draft, and this is how it unfolded for me, and so I'll wheel and deal the first year, and that's sort of my strategy. So you're trying to get me out of my comfort zone here.
I'm trying to get everybody out of their comfort zone. Who's done some shit like this?
I like it. So 22 picks and 23 picks.
Let's go. And then
in
every
the startup.
Year, in the startup. And then in our 2021, 22, and 2023.
I mean, it's essentially it's like a Devi league. It's like the startup has a Devi component then to it. Yeah.
Well, no, because I mean, you're not picking the players. You're only picking the picks of the team.
If you know,
but you're picking. But you're not picking, like in this one, like you can see right there, the 2022 101
or whatever. Right.
101 went as pick 21. So what you're saying is it wouldn't be pick 101. It would be
it'd be
Larry
Ruben's 2021 first or 2022 first.
What? I'm confused now.
You wouldn't be picking you wouldn't be picking the place in the draft. Right. You would be picking the teams first. So there's a variable to it. So I would be picking Larry's 2023 first. And then if your team sucks, great. I didn't draft the 101. If your team is good.
Oh, okay. Your draft. Okay, I get it now.
So we had to create like a token or whatever every year. So the next year in the rookie draft, we just add a round to the rookie draft so that we can account for the extra 12 picks or 14.
So you
extra 14 picks. Next year we'll draft the 2014 first in with the
just the first. And does that give you all their picks, or does that?
No, I think we should just do the first. Everyone keeps their second through fourth.
Oh, okay.
Or second through whatever.
Oh, just first. All right.
Just the first rounders.
Wow. That's gonna suck if you don't pick your own and you.
You know what it'll do though? You know what it'll do? It'll really affect how you tank if you tank. Like you've got to acquire your own pick or acquire a bunch of firsts, but it's going to change things a little bit. But I think it could be a lot of fun.
It's a twist, that's for sure.
So
I've never seen it, and I feel like I need to write into Commission Possible now and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" But I think we should do it anyway. Let's just go for it.
Now, Ruben, you think that 2022 1-1, did that go in the right spot? Do you think it could have? Do you think he took him too early, too late?
I probably wouldn't have done it, but I mean, I think you can. If I don't get any 2022 firsts, I don't want any 2022 anything else's. Basically, I mean, there's gonna be good. I mean, he's going to get the best player next year, which is probably going to be one of the quarterbacks. So
Yeah.
And he's going to pair that with, who did he take? With Justin Fields next year, if that's Rattler or Sam Howell or Keaton Slovis, whoever it is, he's going to have a young team doing that. So I'm not completely against it.
It's an odd decision given his build, though, because he has Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, DeAndre Hopkins, and Michael Thomas.
All right, I'm going to scroll
So
down.
to do that with Fields and the 2022 101, he also has Travis Etienne, but
he can still compete. The thing is, he can compete. You can still compete.
He's got to get another QB.
Yeah, you can still compete without worrying about not having the 101 too. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
And still get the 101. So if he can get there's still some quarterbacks out there, Roethlisberger's out there for whatever it's worth, and there's a couple others that you could, Fitzpatrick's there.
What this does do is it gives him flexibility on grabbing an old quarterback, knowing that he's got a quarterback next year in the draft if he wants to hold on to it.
That's for sure. So what are you going to do, Larry, here at the 7:04?
Okay, so hold on. Let's go. Let me run down Larry's team because he's a little ADD, so we're all over the place. All right. So with his first round pick in the 104, he took Kyler Murray, and he comes back with Mayfield at the 208.
I traded up for him.
14-team Superflex. So
yes.
Akers in the third, and then he must have traded his fourth rounder. What'd you trade there?
That was a part of the Baker deal, I think.
Oh, okay. That's how you moved up to get.
Was it with you? Okay.
No, maybe not. I don't know.
No, I think no, because your next one, where you picked Miles Sanders, that was a trade from Ruben, because I could see Superflex DJ in there.
Right.
So then you go Josh Jacobs, Chris Godwin, and Mike Gesicki. So a rundown: you have two quarterbacks in Murray and Mayfield. You got three running backs: Akers, Sanders, Jacobs. So some youth there. You got Godwin and Mike Gesicki.
Yes.
So
now the controversial selection there is Gesicki. Now,
a little bit, but that was because the reason that I thought it was controversial was because Nuke was still on the board, and I know that tight end has such a premium. But
that was my struggle. Was Nuke, and it had nothing to do with his age. It was just Nuke versus my next pick is in 24 picks, or I have two in the next like 5 picks. I know, and I looked at the tight end depth. And in 2 tight end, I mean, I know I'm in plenty of 1.75. I'm in a DLF, so I know the value of a tight end.
Okay, so what's available at tight end right now?
Okay,
so
no one took a tight end in between my 2 picks. So
there's no telling because Mike Gesicki could have come off in that, but yeah.
And they started a little bit of a tight end run there because I took Ingram. There had been nothing, and I took Ingram, and then a few went off.
Right. It was, there was a tight end run. First, it was like the Fant Hawk went. Combo.
Yeah, all those guys went early. Kittle went in the first. Pitts went right at the beginning of the second.
Yeah. So after I took Godwin, it was Ingram. It was Ingram Goddard, and I'm like, you know what? I want to start a run because I'm not going to miss out on the run, and I want 2 solid tight ends or 2 tight ends that are going to, be solid. So I took Gesicki in a contract year in that upgraded offense, and that team headed in the right direction. So,
okay, so now you're up at the 704. Are you going another tight end then?
I am going to go.
What are your options on the board right now? Because I see that DeAndre Hopkins went right after Gesicki.
Yeah. Which league is this?
This is our degenerates.
Well, hello there, sir.
Shane is the worst in the house.
And then the 107. Shane's kicking ass in this trade.
Yeah, after he traded away his 23 first already.
Yeah, well, I got to get some draft capital, man. I had to get some draft capital.
Here's Shane's team, if anyone's interested.
No
one can see it unless you tell them if they're listening to this via podcast. So what?
All right. So we're looking at Shane's team right now. He started out with Lamar Jackson, then he went Trevor Lawrence. So and of course, when you're talking about Shane Manila, there are many trades involved in his roster construction. So I'm not even going to get into all of them because there were just a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, let's just go with the end result.
Yeah, end result. Trevor Lawrence, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence. Then you went, what'd you go, DK?
Yeah, I went Dick. I went with the Dick, grab some Dick.
He went with
Yep.
the Dick.
He
Grabbed Dick. And then I think you went. Then you went Aaron Jones. Then
Yeah.
Aaron Jones.
Then you wanted some of that draft capital, and man, I'm the picks guy, but I feel like tight ends are worth picks down the road.
They are, but what tight ends they're out there that are difference makers left?
I think
Not really many.
Not many at all.
Trust me, that's the first thing I did. Look, I play format too, so the first thing I do, and with the tight ends, is go, all right, let me look up what tight ends are available.
Right.
And then you run through that, and you go, oh, okay. Well, let me see what running backs are available since it's PPC, and then you go, oh, okay. How about the picks? Because you already stacked the quarterback, like you're good.
I wanted to try to get into when I was like, okay, when Wentz goes off the board, I'm going to make my move to get a third quarterback. And I just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't move up. I probably could have if I tried harder, but.
So Shane, you snagged the 106 and 107. So I'm assuming, okay, we'll assume Pitts is off the board for sure. Lawrence, Lance, Fields, so that's 4. So
this is next year's picks, 2022s.
Those are 2022s.
I'm sorry. Yeah. We were just talking about so
the 2021 class was in the draft. The 2022 picks are in the draft.
Right.
And then some of us already traded 2023 picks.
Right.
Fucking degenerates.
Well, Shane, we were just talking about
appropriately named.
We were just talking about the listener league here, and my I don't know, maybe not so brilliant idea, but I think we're going to do it, is to trade everyone's future picks future firsts every year. So, or to draft them, I mean. So every year, Shane's 2023 first will be in. Not like the 102 or 104, but like you're drafting a team. And then
I like it.
On how they do, I think. And so next year, I think we're going to draft the 2022 and 2023 picks in the draft. And then next year's rookie draft, we're going to have the 2024 pick in. So everyone, you'll still be picking future rookie picks in the rookie draft.
No, that's awesome. Because look, you can like a third of them probably prior to that, but like you could tell when it's going sideways on someone early.
Absolutely, you're like, look at that team.
Oh,
that team has Ben Roethlisberger and Derek Carr. I should go and have picks.
You're poor at planning. I'm just going to take all your picks. Yeah, I mean that's the tight ends on the board, Larry.
Yeah. This is the tight end according to rank. It's everything's all wonky right now. ADP hasn't really settled in. It's in a doable spot. But there's still some guys floating.
I mean, Zach Ertz is the best tight end on the board.
I want no part of anybody that's over 30 or over 26.
I think he's over 30 now. So
yeah.
Or if he's
over 26.
Here's Justin.
Anthony Firsker is there.
This is Justin's guy right here, Firsker.
Yeah. We got our Ebron, who's destined to be the Jared Cook of our generation.
Yes, good one.
You can even get Jared Cook too.
You could, could get the Jared Cook of our generation, Jared Cook.
I see Tyler Higbee in there.
As he should be.
No one's excited about Tyler Higbee this year without what's his name?
Everett. Gerald Everett. That's a good call, man. Gerald Everett with you got Matt Stafford slinging it around. He could be the Hawkinson.
No one's saying I don't know about it. Look, I'm saying that he's in that. I think he's in that like 50 to 60 catch range. I mean, I don't know.
He should be fine. He should be fine. It's just he's not a difference maker. I don't think
all the difference makers were gone in the first 5.
Right. Yeah.
But Kyle Pitts was gone I didn't even I know when I drafted in the 4th round, I was finally up again, and the first thing I did is look for Pitts, and I was like, oh, he's gone. All right, bye.
Yeah, right.
Pitts went 201.
Yeah.
No, there you go.
There's no sneaking Kyle Pitts by anybody now. I think somebody was
somebody a caveman.
I took him with the 1-2 in a 1 quarterback, no tight end premium yesterday.
So I'm assuming Najee went first.
He went first, and my reasoning behind that choice was I've been struggling to get a tight end since I've been in this league, and it's like I'm probably like 4 years in this league now, and no one wants to get him. I've kind of churned through the mediocre ones, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. My team is stacked pretty much except for tight end, so I was like, fuck it, boom, Pitts. And you know what? I've never gotten so many. This is the first year I've never gotten so many trades because I have a lot of early picks. And I've never gotten so many trade offers before. You know, guys trying. I mean, again, I'm also in that DLF series with the 2 point. So Pitts was a hot commodity in that one. But yeah, that 1 point one, I was just like, you know what? I was struggling. Like at first, I was like, there's no way I could do this because it's a non-premium 1 quarterback league, and I was like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah,
but fuck it, who cares? I'm a fucking who cares guy.
That's like having Travis Kelce in a non-premium tight end league. It's still a premium. He's his own premium. Right. You're like, I'm starting a wide receiver 1 at the tight end position. That's still a win.
It still matters if you get a positional advantage. It doesn't matter if it's a premium because it's value over replacement. Right. Now, the tight end premium just makes it to where between positions is closer and there's a bigger gap within the position. So it puts a little bit more premium on the value of the player. But I mean, it still matters to have good players. So that's the 1 quarterback league I'm in. I have a really deep team, and hey, I want to shout out to my league for adding a flex spot. Maybe we can do it again next year.
Oh, but big time!
Yeah, right. Yeah, they voted down a taxi squad, which it was my idea to put a taxi squad in, even though my only pick is a 4th rounder. Like I was doing this for you guys. Damn it, I was doing this for you. All you people out there with picks and didn't want to have to. But anyways, you'll shed.
So I have 3 running backs. I have 2 quarterbacks. And I have Chris Godwin, and I mean, as you see, the wide receivers here, it's just an endless supply. So, it's ridiculous. So,
what tight end are you taking?
I'm considering a tight end that I've never owned or considered owning before.
So you're going to take a tight end here over what wide receivers were on the board? I'm just curious.
Keenan Allen and Julio Jones. Adam Thielen and Bobby Woods.
Of course, Bob Woods is there. Bobby Woods will be there when I draft, and then I'll pick him like I always do.
Yeah.
Well, what's unique about this draft is no one's taking receiver. Nobody. Like the receivers. Take a look when the first receiver was taken.
4th round.
No shit.
No, I'm serious. I think it was either 301 around. I think it was 401.
You can sort it by position.
312. 312.
Let's still do that.
The first wide receiver was 312.
Look at the people that are in this league, though. This is like a collection of wide receivers don't matter crowd. So
Justin, take a guess. How many leagues are represented in this league? And it's 13 to 14 people are in Scott Connor's Patreon chat, and then the other one is in Shane's Patreon. So
I'm gonna go with.
Are you talking about total? Like the total of everybody's? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
like
there's 14 people. I'm gonna say 20 leagues a person, so 280 leagues.
I'm gonna go with 400 leagues.
It's just under 400. It's 383 leagues.
That is a lot of leagues.
I know the crowd that's in there, and everybody joined this fucking league. Literally, it was like Ruben's like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Wait, did you say start a league?" Okay.
Yeah. See, you guys do have the degenerate league.
Yeah.
Right? The league that I joined with Ruben, one of his degen leagues. I don't feel like it's nearly as degenerate as y'all's.
No, this is the ultimate one.
Yeah.
Way. How do you pronounce his name? Way.
Yeah.
Way's in here. Way's in a bunch of leagues, I think, right?
26.
Yeah, and he seems to be expanding like every other day.
Right.
Well, so the most is both Scots are in like 50 some leagues.
So I go in the chat. I jump in the chat that we're in our degenerate league chat, and I say, "Hey, I know they're all watching," and I tell them, subscribe to the channel and leave a nice review. And Way chimes in, "If you stop talking and draft now." That's fair.
No,
I should probably draft.
no, it's not like we're on a live stream.
Yeah. Did you post the link in there, Larry?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I posted the link.
No way to come on in and talk some shit.
Yeah, Way, hop on, man. Tough guy. Way's the Mr. He's Mr. Picks, man. This guy's like Channel 11 over here.
I don't even know what that means.
Anyone know what that means?
No.
If Sal Lito was here, he would know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, we're not from New York, so
Right? Yeah. Like, okay, cool. Nice.
Oh, great.
All right, hold on.
Let's
make a pick.
Talking about. All right. So who the hell are you picking?
This is who I'm picking, and it's going to be a tight end. And
And he's scrolling down. That's not a good sign.
He's gonna get Jimmy Graham.
yeah, he's never retiring.
I'm thinking about
No.
Jimmy Graham's backup, or who's my boy?
Well, we don't know. You pick somebody. Shit.
All right, I'm going to go.
Can you pick someone bad? I mean, just
That's
stay
what
on
he's doing. He
once
scrolled
you're
so
drafted.
far down that it's like, okay, is there any value here? Yeah.
You know, I like Logan Thomas with Ryan Fitzpatrick slinging it around.
Gary
50
Barnage
should.
2.0.
I love it.
Gary Barnage 2.0.
Barnage. Wow. Yeah.
Look, he's a 29-year-old tight end breaking out.
Yeah.
He was a quarterback though, so
For most of his life. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Darren Waller. How old is he? It's a late
He's
breakout.
100.
Yeah, but
he's 28.
He's 28 and he's done this a couple years.
his
Yeah,
issues
well,
were
His drug use
drug-related.
and his drinking make him 35.
Yes.
And I'm not making fun of him. It's just that shit takes a toll on your fucking body, man.
Yeah. So
Why
I
do
think
we hate running? Why do we hate
As
wide
we take a
receivers
drink.
so much?
I can't tell why you hate wide receivers so much. They're still going to score points, guys.
Yeah,
And the
I
good
mean,
ones are still going to
they
score a
don't-
lot more points than
because
the bad
they-
ones.
because there's 7,000 of them.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
good ones
yeah.
are still going to score a lot more points than the bad ones.
Well, I mean,
You
I've got
guys
two
waited
good
till
ones.
312 to take your first wide receiver. That guy's going to score 100 points more than the one that you take in the 6th round. Fuck.
But if you grab a tight end in that place where somewhere earlier because you didn't get a receiver, that guy's going to go.
Yeah,
But
but
if you got one of the four,
hold on,
four or five.
all right, so you had your big three with with Kelsey, Kittle, Waller, and then throw in Pitts. All those were gone by what pick?
Probably 210.
There was no
At
excuse
most.
to be passing on wide receiver after that. I don't care what wide receiver, doesn't matter crowd y'all are in. I can't stand you right now.
Well,
Right.
here's the thing: we all took wide receiver ones, and then we're like, "All right, I'm done."
Yeah, but no one did that until the 4th fucking round.
Whatever. But
I'm
we saw
fine
that
with
they were
that.
falling. Look, you got to know your room. We know this room.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Travis Kelsey went 4th, actually.
yeah.
4th overall.
Yeah.
The fourth tight end out of that group.
Yeah, at 209. Yeah, I'm sorry, 4th overall tight end at 209. Yeah.
So-
Hawkinson and Fant 306 and 307. That's when everybody was like, "Oh fuck,
Right.
you got to get them now." Because
Yeah, that
Where
was
did
when
Andrews go?
And later than that, I think.
no, Andrews
Andrews
went
after
before.
Fant?
No, Andrews was the 5th tight end off the board.
Okay.
At
Because I was
305.
going to say, there's been some serious Andrews disrespect, and I'm not even an Andrews guy, but I still think he's probably the 5th or 6th. You could it's a toss up between him and Hawk for me.
Hmm?
I think he's still clearly above Fant. But
Yeah, but
there's some
Fant-
people that have been fading him bad, and I just don't get it.
I got Chase at as like the 4th wide receiver, I think, maybe 5th wide receiver. But then I traded back up and took CeeDee Lamb too. So I got Chase and Lamb as wide
Yeah.
receivers.
So here's Way, everyone. We've talked about him. This guy's very, I guess, would you say analytical? Would you describe yourself as Way? You're a big time dynasty player, and I know Scott Connor has a lot of respect for you, and we all like everything that you contribute to the Dynasty and Chill chat, man. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for
Happy
having
Cinco de
me
Mayo.
on. Yeah. My name is Wei, and I play 27 leagues.
27. See, Ruben, you missed. He's on 27 now that he's joined this one. Not
I'm
20.
pretty sure it was 26 yesterday, so we're gonna
Yeah.
that up a bit.
Yeah. Once we started drafted, now it's 27.
All right.
And I'm actually pretty much like the only Chinese in this world playing Dynasty.
Well,
No,
Yeah.
I have a Chinese dude in. It's going to sound awful. So we have a league that first. Let me explain it first. So we had a USSR league, and then we decided to do a spinoff of that. So we had to do another communist country.
Communist, I knew it.
So we took China and we named it the Ming Dynasty.
That's nice.
So I'm Shane's
nice.
Golden Hordes, by the way. And there's a guy in there. He's Chinese as well.
Good. Yeah. So
But I think that's his
yeah.
only league.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
I'm
is very
pulling up
much-
Way's team while we've got him on here. Damn it, not Jax. I want to see what Way has done so far. So let's see. All right, so Way, you started off with Russ Wilson.
Yeah.
All right, and then got Waller, so that's good. And then you went pick happy.
Yeah.
You got the 102 next year, the 103 next year, the 104 next year, and the 105 next year.
Yeah.
So you're assuming that you are going to probably not compete this year. What are you thinking?
Okay, so here's the deal. So I started with Ross, right? So essentially for high-end QB, my theory is you should not over-own any high-end QB at market price. So Ross is the one that I have 0 share. So I went with Ross.
Okay.
And Waller is the same deal. I basically over-own Kelsey. So I basically took Waller. And also I basically prepare myself that if I have to not compete in 2020 in this season, 2021 season,
Yes.
then I have a younger tight end, which is similarly productive.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Okay.
So
and then
what the
I'm
fuck
really
is going
high
on
on
here?
Waller. So I'm probably the highest in the group on Waller here. Just letting you know. So,
I also have 0 Waller share. So getting one doesn't matter. I'm basically the way I play Dynasty is I play portfolio.
sure. Yeah.
So I basically play ownership game. I don't play who is better, who is not better. I don't know. I mean, anyone can get injured. Anyone can change their situation, right? Today, Aaron Rodgers is Adams' quarterback. Next day, he could be Judy's Judy's quarterback, right? Things
Sure.
can change so fast. I mean, the year I started watching NFL, which is like 2015, there is basically no trade in a year, pretty much. But now we're basically trading crazy in the league, so things will change so fast. So I basically just play the hedging game. I basically hedge back and forth, and then just do whatever I don't do, and that's how I play. So basically, and then by the time I try to make the next pick, I think people are just going too crazy about the players on board. I just think 102 is the best way to go. You basically can lock in one of the top 5 QBs that will be drafted in the NFL next year, which if you look forward thinking will be a top 20 players in equity in next year.
I agree.
But actually at that time on board, the players that I see, especially QBs or running backs, they all have risk of losing 50% of equity in a year, or even have chance. Basically, at that time, the players on board actually 50% of the chance they're losing value. That's based on how I view them. So taking the equity means I will be not able to compete in the upcoming season, but also means I set up myself better. Also, I'm not chasing quarterbacks. So you see that I don't group thinking. If you guys go crazy on quarterback, please go ahead. I don't do it.
No, that's fair because what you're doing now is that you're set up where you can grab the QB, and if you need to grab 2 QBs in next year's rookie draft, you can, and you still have flexibility. I understand it. I like to punt a year 1 startup if I can get the kind of equity that you're getting in a draft right now.
But the reason why people don't do that in this league is there's no benefit of doing that because our picks is already there. So there's no benefit to tank because you don't get extra equity.
Well, that's true, but no, what I mean is you're tanking by already getting the picks early. So, like you're tanking the startup in relative to what you don't have to bank on being bad this year to get good picks. You're already getting the good picks. You've kind of pushed your chips in and said, okay, well, this isn't the year. Next year, I'll be set up to draft a lot of high equity players. I get it. That's you chose two older players, and I'm not saying that they're old, but Russ is obviously the oldest of the higher end quarterbacks, and then Darren Waller is getting up there as well. So it's kind of surprising that's the route you went there, but I don't blame you because you're only looking at like probably a 2 or 3 year window max for Darren Waller and for production going into 2022. So
Actually, that's not true at all. I think QB and tight end are the two positions that age matters least. You're actually highly likely to flop your picks if you're going young. I'm basically taking high equity picks.
okay.
I feel like everything Wei says is right. Every time he talks, I'm like mesmerized. Is that how it is for everybody, or just me?
Sorry, I just brainwashed you.
Every former elite tight end, every former elite tight end has started to fade in their age 30 by their age 32 season. Every one of them, even Tony Gonzalez, by the age 32 season, they've started to fade. So,
Larry, can you just pick already?
I'm offered Larry a big trade.
Ooh,
Did
what's the offer?
Huge.
let's check
Fucking
it out. Hold
huge.
on a second here.
Huge. It's not that huge, really.
Is it
I'm not
huge?
good sizes.
Holy cow! What
Shane must have seen a tight end while Larry was going through it that he liked or something.
Yeah. So Shane's offering me the 9.2 and the 10.08 for the 15.04. So you
And
want my current pick? You're going to give me the
Which is what?
9.02,
your current pick is what? The 704.
7.04.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
902, the 10, and you're gonna give him your 704.
You're giving me the 9.10 for the 7 and 15. Now, this is what you do. You go right here. You go 9.10, 7.15. So how many picks until the 9.10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
counting by hand.
Like 30.
12,
It's
40,
gonna be like 32 picks, roughly.
Jesus
32 picks.
Christ.
34 picks, whatever.
It's
9.
34 picks?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I can't wait that long.
You don't have an 8th rounder?
No.
Ah,
Yeah.
my bad.
Shane's like, hey, make a pick in 48 picks.
What about your 8th and 10th for the 7th and 15th?
My 8th and 10th for the 7th and 15th?
Yeah.
You're giving me the 8 what?
I don't know. I don't even know what picks I
Like
have.
808.
No, it's the 8-12.
No,
I think
8-12.
it's back into.
That's a
Well, that's
late.
big. I mean, that's a whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks. 6 picks. Six picks junior.
From the 902.
Yeah. All right. I didn't know you didn't have an 8th, though. I didn't know you fucked
Yeah.
up the draft.
No, yeah. I'm going to make my pick. I know what it is.
Well, damn, make the fucking pick.
All right.
We
dude.
all want to know what it is so we can all dog you a little bit.
Yeah, you can pick
I'm
on
going
me.
to take my daughter.
One of my guys.
For anybody that's watching on the live stream, Larry went to Party City and I got child labor from my daughter's daycare. So I have a homemade hat and a homemade maraca. So
There you go.
let's
Boom.
take the maraca for a pick here. What did we get?
Irv Smith.
Irv Smith off the board.
Okay.
Yep. Taking the young tight end. Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. Hey man, let's get Irv in the mix underneath. Why not? No more doubt. I am concerned about Tyler Conklin. I think he's going to steal some targets.
Are you serious?
I think so, man. I think so. I think I might trade for him in the 16 teamer.
Okay, so let me think about this out loud real quick.
I'm happy I have
There's
two tight ends in a 2-point tight end league. That's what
There's
I'm
basically only a handful of situations where a tight end plays 90% plus of snaps. So I don't think we're assuming that Irv Smith was going to be that guy. But come on now, Tyler fucking Conklin.
Yeah, come on. That ship has sailed. Remember when we all talked him up? I forget when it was. It was fun. We thought, oh wait, no, here's a sleeper tight end for you, and no, he's trash.
Nice.
Shane in the chat with a Sammy Watkins versus 5'11 trade. 5'11 would be who exactly? Get the fuck out of here, Shane.
Like, I don't even know who 5'11 would be in this draft.
Like, is it 5'11 in a 16 draft? Okay, sure. Otherwise, come on.
Yeah,
So
like
Fantasy and Funk, they're on the clock in that league. So Justin, what else are we supposed to talk about tonight?
We need to get one more listener.
Yeah,
For the
we're one
listener
listener short. in
One
the 14 team
listener which one of you assholes out there has not sent me a dick pic yet? Because I'm really disappointed.
I sent you
No,
two.
I got yours a long time
There were
ago.
two different ones.
Right, yeah, two different dicks.
Neither was Jane's.
But we got so by the way. So yeah, we need to get one more listener so we can get rolling. So,
I figured
because everyone, it feels
Go ahead,
like everyone is doing their rookie drafts this week. So I think next week would be a great day for a great time for a startup.
So we're all in a bunch of leagues. Ruben, how many just counting the league that we're in drafting right now, how many did you say cumulatively leagues everyone has?
And that group was 380 something.
With 14
Fucking
teamers,
degenerates.
380 leagues between 14 teams. So
You guys have
Ranged
problems.
from 6. It ranged from 6 to 54.
So I'm in the. Well, I just finished. So I was in 3 rookie drafts. Well,
Who's got a TV on?
yeah. Who the fuck
Nah,
has
it's
racing?
I'm podcasting, so there's like dirt bikes and gunfights
Oh,
Nice.
outside my apartment.
Billy, beautiful.
I was like, who's watching like Fast and the Furious or Gone in 60 Seconds back there? Shit.
Yeah. So I
No,
had
bro,
three
They love
rookie
dirt
drafts
bikes
going
around
on.
here.
3 rookie drafts going on, and I don't know how you guys can have how many do you have going on right now, or when the draft ended, between now and when the draft ended, how many rookie drafts were you
I
involved
started
with?
2 before the draft was over. One of them started the morning of the draft. And then I had 2, and then I added 4 more on Monday. More rookies on Monday, but there was a couple. There was one of like Degenerates one. It was an auction startup. I just had to make sure it started, and that was it because I had no money. So
What's
I
it
just
like?
check in like once a day.
Now, I like I said, I had like 3 going on, and I'm sitting there staring at my phone all day long. And of course, my pick doesn't come up until I'm in the middle of something at nighttime when shit's going nuts, and now I can't pay attention. But I don't know how you do it when you're on the clock. So you got to be on the clock simultaneously in some instances, right? For all you guys that have like multiple drafts going on.
Yeah.
You
I think
able
I just
to
scroll
focus?
through them I knew which ones I was doing. So, and I work from home in front of the computer mainly. So
Right.
I just kind of every 45 minutes or so. Granted, I did that today, and I still got skipped on I got a timer expired on me, but it was the fourth round of a DLF championship series, so it doesn't really matter. But
Did you don't have email alerts on?
Yeah,
I do, but I like must have missed it. I just missed it.
See, I do even better. I go text alerts because I've got to have
my phone would be dead by 7 a.m.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's fair.
I'm more likely to look at a Gmail.
on my phone.
I'm more likely to look at a Gmail because I know there's a 50 to 60% chance that it's an email from one of my leagues as opposed to a text message, because a text message could be from anyone. So
see, I can't handle the exclamation mark or the 1 or whatever, the 4.
I'm the same
I can't
way.
do it.
I'm the same way, but that's why it would drive me crazy, all those text messages.
Yeah. Well,
That's
you
not one that
you timed out, asshole. So
I don't know what I know, and I looked at that league since there. I must have just not put 2 and 2 together with my name that was up next or something. And then all of a sudden I got an email that was timed out, and I picked Khalil Herbert.
yeah, whatever.
Like the 408. I'm like, whatever. I don't care.
Right. I thought about trading back into the late third of a current rookie draft I'm in. It's like I don't care about any of these people.
We were in that one that started on Thursday. Fitzy, that's in our in DTHQ. He traded me like a future 4th for a 4th to get back in, and then he shared like a picture. It was Elmo like looking at something, and then I'm dying laughing now because it was hilarious. I'll go find it and put it in the chat, in the DTHQ chat, because it is about every time I even think about it, I just start laughing because it's hilarious. I'll go find it. but it's good because it's so bad when you get past like this middle of the second in some of them.
Well, this league is a 2 tight end premium, so I did trade. I traded up with Scott Connor, and I don't think he knew where I was headed. He had 2 picks in a row, and I traded for his first one, and snagged Fryermuth like the 207 or something like that, and then he was stuck with whatever. But after that, man, I was like, man, I don't want to trade into any of these people. Like nothing here. I don't care about any of these people. I ended up, and I put it in the chat earlier. I took Chuba Hubbard at the 306, and I have been the biggest Chuba Hubbard hater in fantasy for the last like 3 months, saying he was a day 3 guy and fade him, yada yada. And now I feel dirty for taking him.
Okay.
Yep.
You are a dirty, dirty man.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Well, look what
I'm
I just
gonna go lay in bed for an hour and try to convince myself why I need to go to sleep and get up for work tomorrow. And
all right, man.
all right, guys.
See you, Shane.
I'll talk to you later tonight.
Oh, yeah. We'll be discussing the Deshaun Watson value check shortly, so you don't want to miss that.
Oh
my gosh!
Did you see what I put in there?
I see it. Yeah. That's a good one.
It is hilarious.
Oh man.
So, well, hell, let's just get into it, man. You ready? The Deshaun Watson value check. Oh, yeah. It is the month of May. It's after the draft. The Texans drafted a rookie quarterback in the 3rd round. Oh,
they never talked to
Nico Collins. Yeah, he didn't even know, right? Yeah.
I'm not even sure the guy had a cell phone. Like, where's he from?
Well, they're a dumpster fire. They'll get a number 1 quarterback soon. Maybe they'll get something for Watson at some point. Maybe no one will ever see him again. Who knows? But the one thing I do know is, what do I know?
I feel like his value has to have come up just a little bit because of all the silence and nothingness out there.
Well, so somebody was talking about that the other day on Twitter, I think it was. And they were talking about like the last 2 to 3 weeks, how nothing. And they're talking about they're probably in negotiations. Hold on.
Well, while we're waiting for Ruben to look that stat up, Deshaun Watson, the 2-4, or Derek Carr, Jamison Crowder, the 3-8, and a 2022 first.
Oh, fuck.
Yikes.
So there's a 2022 first and a bunch of stuff. Is that what you're telling me?
Yep. 2022 first and a bunch of crap. Maybe Carr can get you a first if he lights it up. Maybe a future first, What's Carr worth in a super flex? I have him in one league and I can't get rid of him. I got to wait for him I got to wait for the season to start to flip him.
The starting quarterback, right?
I mean, John, if you listen to John Hogue, he tells you every starting quarterback is worth a first.
Right.
Because they're
He's
starting.
not right because Ben Roethlisberger is not worth it first.
Ben Roethlisberger. Exactly. But Derek Carr is a starting quarterback. I mean, I guess Derek Carr will have no value until
I would give up this year. I would give up like the 111, 112 for Derek Carr without even thinking twice about it.
Yeah, I can probably go even as high as 110.
Yeah. I'll take him over Mac Jones. So yeah, the 110. Assuming Mac Jones.
I will happily take Mac Jones over Derek Carr.
I can see that too. You get 5 years for sure on Mac. You don't know where Derek's going to be, but I do think even if Derek is gone from Las Vegas, he's going to start somewhere else.
You don't get 5 years from Mac Jones if he's Josh Rosen.
I mean, Derek Carr is like 2 seasons removed for when he was an MVP candidate.
Well,
it's more than that.
It was
2000. Am I dating myself here?
Yeah, it was like 2017.
It was pre Gruden.
Well,
it was Jack Del Rio time.
All right, here you go. The 1-2 or Tyrod Taylor and Deshaun Watson.
The 102.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Deshaun for Tua, straight up.
I've been trying to make that trade selling Tua for Deshaun in a couple of places.
I did that in that 1 QB league I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, right. Which, in a 1 QB, it's easily like the risk is much easier to undertake than
all right. I mean, I prepped you guys, but now how are your stomachs doing? Because I'm about to upset them right now. Deshaun Watson, the 2-9 or a 20. Deshaun Watson or the 2-9 and a 2022 second.
Oh God!
Stop it!
That's sick.
Someone
Pretty
traded the 209 and a future second,
Hmm.
and
I would do that all day.
Deshaun Watson. Like there's so much risk in the 209 and a future second, especially next year's future second. It's
Well,
like
even this year's 209.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like 209 this year is garbage. A future second in 2022 is garbage. You might as well just take the chance on Deshaun. Whatever.
I wouldn't normally
There's
mention
there's a non.
this one. This one's so messy right now. Look at this one: Jimmy
Okay.
G, Julio Jones, the 2-4 and 2-8, Watson, Geis, Christian Kirk.
What the fuck?
Is that like a gross
So
all
wait,
around
hold on a
trade?
second now. There's two serial
Penis touchers.
sexual abuse, sexual assault people,
I
and
like penis toucher or whatever, penis pusher.
penis pushers, yeah, something like that. And Christian Kirk on the same roster. Why is Darius Geis rostered and why is he being traded? Is my question. Like who asked? Like, oh, let me counter and ask for Darius Geis as well.
I mean, it's clearly, I don't know. Maybe they were just fucking around.
Is
I
it
feel like
Darius
this,
himself,
I feel
maybe?
like this is the same guy in the league.
These
He's
are
got
May
a-
trades that occurred in May, by the way.
This is this guy has a feeder team and his main team, and he's like, I'm just going to stash Darius Geis and Deshaun Watson.
I'll trade him to make it look like my team's like I'm
Yeah,
doing.
I'd be emailing MFL and asking for IP address. Look up like, all right, something's not right here.
Yeah, there's a lot of nonsense. And again, you go to the DLF Trade Finder and you punch in Superflex for Deshaun Watson, 12 team, and you get a bunch of realistic offers that have occurred, and some of them will make your stomach turn. Matt Ryan, Marquise Brown, 2021 first, Deshaun Watson, and a third. 21. It depends where the first is, I guess. But yeah, man. Oh, and Watson for Kamara. I guess that's the best you're gonna. That's a nice deal, I guess. So
Yeah, I think I'd take the Kamara side and just go with the competing. Yeah.
right.
Oof.
So rookie winners, man. What do you think? As far as the rookies that were
All
traded,
right.
we don't have to go deep, or maybe there's a deep guy that I mean. What's like a winner for you? Yeah, in this particular rookie, I'm talking about the NFL draft. Rookies that have went to teams that, for our dynasty purposes, selfishly, who are the winners for us?
Jalen Waddle is a winner, going to the Dolphins with a team that is going to need receivers. I
Right?
think that's a solid one.
How about let's stay with the Dolphins. How about Myles Gaskin? So, let's pivot away from rookies. I'm all over.
Okay, yeah. So if we're going to go with player winners, not necessarily rookies, but just winners from the draft,
As a
Myles
result of
Gaskin
the
has to
draft.
be way up there.
Mike
Yeah.
Davis too.
Yeah,
Huh.
I mean,
Mike
Now-
Davis too.
Mike Davis is just waiting for someone else to be signed. It's fine.
now would you what
Is
Mike
he
Davis? Okay, Mike Davis or Myles
Yeah.
Gaskin?
Miles Gaskin,
Gaskin.
not even close.
I love that everyone's all over Gaskin.
Well, it's because the Dolphins didn't invest a damn thing. The Falcons have nothing at running back. They're going to sign someone. Kerryon Johnson just got cut. Watch where Kerryon Johnson ends up. Doesn't matter.
Is
He's
he
still
good?
better than Mike Davis.
But is he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Mike Davis is not good. Mike Davis had a run. No, you can say Mike Davis had a run last year where he caught a lot of passes. He wasn't good though. He just had volume.
No.
I mean, he was there.
But he's had.
getting-
Hasn't he had like a couple of runs like that too?
Has he? Hold on. I
I don't know. I'm not saying he has or hasn't.
We need a Mike Davis truther on the show.
I'm not a truther. I'm just looking at there's not a whole lot of running backs out there that aren't signed today that really scare me from taking much away from Mike Davis.
Who is the? You know what? I'm still with Mike.
I can't believe we're talking this much about Mike Davis.
I can't either.
Well,
All right, so let's see here. I've pulled up his career game log. I'm going to look for. All right, so he had a little stretch.
He's had a couple multiple stretches, if I remember.
I have J.V.
In 2018, when he was with Seattle, he had a 21 for 101, a 12 for 68. couple down games, 15 for 62 and 11 for 58, and then a bunch of junk games with some high reception numbers in there. 4, 7, 4, and 8 reception game. That was his other stretch of good. And by good, I mean he was, whatever.
He was playable.
Yeah.
Ish.
He's not good.
He's had opportunity.
Well, he's had a couple of opportunities based on injuries.
Yeah.
But,
And I'm not saying he's going to light the world on fire in Atlanta. I just, there's not, okay, Kerryon Johnson, but Kerryon Johnson is not going to be the number one if he goes to Atlanta.
yeah, he is. I don't even think there's a question about it. If you look at what Kerryon Johnson did his rookie year, was better than what Mike Davis has done at any of his.
None of you guys talked about my taco hat. Did you?
Well, you haven't had it on yet, have you?
No, I did. I had it on earlier.
Oh, we weren't paying any attention to you.
It's a taco.
Yeah, I wasn't here.
Dude, you were here.
Yeah, and I was making my tacos.
Oh, very good, man. How's the weather out there? Did you guys were you able to do some Cinco de Mayo stuff today?
It was.
I guess no one does anything. I don't know. People
95 today.
95?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Where the hell do you live again?
I live in the Central Valley of California, so I'm basically between Sacramento and Fresno, right in the middle, the breadbasket.
Yikes. How do you think, when we're talking about winners, do you think the Buffalo backfield is a winner in all this, since that wasn't really addressed and there were some rumblings about that?
Josh Allen's the running back there.
Right.
RB1.
Yeah. Are we really going to try and ride a Zach Moss, Devin Singletary train? I don't want to do
and
it.
I think Zach Moss, he was banged up last year.
Come on, man.
I don't own a single share of Zach Moss.
He's just not good. Do not fall into the ball blast on black hole of Zach Moss.
That's funny you mentioned that. Yes, they are.
I think I have
one of them is a big fan of Moss.
But they're both big fans of Moss. They were last year. They were fighting over who got to claim him. He's not good. He's terrible. Terrible. I won't say he's terrible, but he's not. He's definitely not.
All
good.
right. So
what a joke pick.
So I have a in the fantasy timeline OG listener league. Justin and I are in this league together with the fantasy timeline guys and a bunch of awesome people. We're in this cool chat. Jerry O'Shea's in this league, a friend of the show. Anyway, we made a bet that the 113, and it's a 12-team league, so realistically the 201 will outscore Will Fuller. Who, now that everything has kind of been, the smoke is settled and everything, where exactly? There's basically like 2 or 3 guys that are going to be the 201 in a super.
Okay, well, Larry, a couple Reddit threads have been posted. And if I go to the 13th pick, it looks like you're looking at the Jalen Waddle, Rashad Bateman range.
Yeah.
I'll take those over Fuller.
It'll be Waddle, Bateman, or more.
Well, okay, so 94% of Rondale Moore has been available at that spot in 94% of leagues, according to this data. So he's going to be there. Trey Sermon has been available there at 85% of. So, and Rashad Bateman has been there 88% of the time. So it's right around that range.
Right.
I like this. It was a good piece of data. I like it because it shows how, not just where their ADP, but how often they were available at that pick. So it's interesting. So you take those guys over Will Fuller for 2021. We're just talking about 2020.
Well, this is when we talk about the OG listener league. It's kind of a traditional superflex league, 12-team, 1.5 tight end.
Yeah.
And I drafted a bunch of rookies in the startup. So I have the 1, 3, 4, 5, and the 9. And I don't have any quarterbacks. So we already know the direction. All the quarterbacks will most likely be gone by the 106. So so it's basically going to be chalk. It's going to be Chase, Najee, and then what's the 108? 108 could be Pitts. 108 could be a quarterback. I don't know. Maybe I'll take Pitts with one of my picks. Who knows? Ooh, I've already put in the chat. I will take a quarterback plus for anyone that wants 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah,
because that's fair, and that's how much it's going to cost. Because those quarterbacks are hot commodities right now.
So is it ADP 201 or is it a 201 from that league?
201 from this particular
from that
league.
particular league. We just set it as, hey, we're going to make it the 201 this league, which also friend of the show, Drew, has that pick, and we'll see what he does if he chooses it or not.
Right.
He decides to take that.
So you got to think.
God, I hope the 201 that's picked is Waddle. That's hilarious, and it's the teammates.
Exactly. Well,
Right,
that was
exactly.
the joke, and it kind of materialized. I mean, it could be. So we're talking about the 13th pick.
Yeah, it's very much on the table that it could be.
It's only going to be one of 3 guys. It's going to be, well, it could be one of 4 guys. Devonta Smith could fall that far. Who knows?
Yep.
But realistically, it's going to be Bateman, Waddle, Moore.
No, you forgot about Sermon.
Oh yeah, Trey Sermon's
right in there
working
too.
his way up. God.
Yeah. No, Sermon's not working his way up. He's right there in that range. Anywhere from like 111 to 202, 203 is where he's been
They take
going.
him in the 3rd round?
Yeah, he was a 3rd rounder.
3rd rounder. Yeah, Trey Sermon's getting a lot of publicity. Yeah, he's going to be one of those.
Well, it's just because we're so thin on running back this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and he I'm not trying to be a homer, and I don't tend to be a homer for the Niners, but they haven't drafted a running back since they drafted Joe Williams in 2017, I think it was 18.
Yeah, but that was like round 5 or something.
4.
Right.
And this is the highest running back that the Niners have taken as an organization since they drafted Carlos Hyde in 2013. And I kind of look at it, Bobby Turner, who's the running back coach, and the Shanahan tree, they usually make running backs from the 6th round and UDFAs like 1,000-yard rushers.
Right.
So if they can do that with those kind of guys, what are they going to do with, a guy that's got a talent? Sermon's talented. I mean, he was at 2 top league schools and top schools and stuff like that too. And I think Sermon's to me, reminds me of Alfred Morris when he went to the Washington football team.
I think he's more dynamic than Alfred Morris, but
I agree. Upside.
Yeah, I agree that Sermon has some huge upside in that system because it is a running back friendly system for sure. It's probably the most running back friendly system in the NFL, just for what they do. The one thing I'll say though is that every one of their running backs, it feels like, has been kind of a burner, a speed guy that they've turned into high productivity with Mostert and Breida, and so Trey Sermon is a little bit different than that. But yeah. I think they'll make that work.
I think so too.
He has to get on the field. He has to be. The opportunity has to be there, and it's a
but he's also the long play too, because beside Trey Sermon and Elijah Mitchell, who they drafted in the 6th, they don't have anybody signed past this.
Yeah, but damn it, we are talking about 2021 Will Fuller versus. Come on now. Because this has been a big topic of conversation in the
I'm Larry. I'm trying to get the 201.
Hell yeah. And then I'm taking some bullshit.
Yeah, I was trying to get up there. We'll see.
I don't think Drew's going to give you the 201.
You don't think? No. Yeah, I mean, I've tried to get it, and it's not working. I mean, I might be able to work. Send a couple tight ends his way, perhaps. I'm pretty good in that area right now. So I'm telling you. So, dude.
So do we have any trades this week, Larry?
We do have some trades. I finally got rid of Derrick Henry, folks.
Oh, did you do that trade?
I did. The 16-team Dynasty Trades HQ League. I'm a contender. I won it 2 years ago. Was in the title. I lost in the championship to Josh Valentine of the Real Fantasy Timeline. This past league, 16-team Superflex tight end premium, weak tight end premium, only 1.25, but still a tight end premium.
Very weak tight end premium.
Yeah,
this started. This league started before the tight end premium became a real thing.
The league started in
DGHQ1?
This is HQ1, OG HQ.
This is HQ1. The league started in 2018 before the heavy premium.
Yeah, became real popular. Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm in HQ5.
Nice. So
Noob.
whatever. So I had Derrick Henry. So I was making a run last year, and I had a slew of injuries. If you listen, for folks that listen to the show, understand that So anyway, I traded for I got Derrick Henry for the stretch run.
Yeah.
And he was money, of course, but I don't want him on my team right now. I'm trying to get rid of him. I'm still a serious contender. I don't have any picks, so I sold Derrick Henry to Swags.
Yep.
For a 2022 first and a 2023 first. So I got 2 first-round picks for Derrick Henry, and I think that was a fair deal for me.
Larry, here's what I'm going to ask. Are you planning, or is it your goal to move those picks for actual assets you can use? Because that's a real big piece of the pie for your team that's no longer there.
Well, it wasn't though, because my team was so stacked, and I have such depth on my team that I can now move. I feel like if I can get. So I got 2 players for Derrick Henry, and in this league, you can't get 2 players for one. That right there is a score.
No,
First of all, no one wanted Derrick Henry. I couldn't trade the 113 for Derrick Henry in this league.
Right. No, I agree. I understand that. So, how deep is your team really? All right. So you lost a bit of juice with James Robinson, but you got Kamara, Dobbins, and Gaskin. Your quarterbacks Lamar and Sam Darnold, which is okay.
I'm a 16-teamer.
Yeah, it's fine in a 16-teamer. Your wide receivers are oof.
My wide receivers the wide receivers is the reason I.
So you got Hopkins, Ayuk, and nothing. Maybe Rager if he hits. And you got Hawk and Irv Smith. I don't see. To me, that roster doesn't. We start 11, by the way. It's a 16-team start 11. That roster doesn't seem that deep to me, man.
It's a start 11. Okay, let's go through the
So
11.
you look at this. You got Sam Darnold and Lamar Jackson. There's 2.
Right.
You got Dobbins, Gaskin, Kamara. That's 5.
Well,
You got
James
Ayuk.
Robinson's going to have a role in that offense.
Okay, so sure, you can put Robinson in 6. You got Ayuk and Hopkins at 7, 8, and then you got Hawk and Irv Smith Jr.
Rager's like a weak flex.
That's a very weak flex unless he really progresses.
And I got Hawk.
You got 3 tight ends.
You have, and Logan Thomas, which I already think is a bust. So you have 11 starters max on that team.
You're the only one that thinks Logan Thomas is a bust.
I am not the only one that thinks Logan Thomas is going to be bad this year.
Why are you calling somebody a bust when he fucking?
Okay, so first of all, he wasn't that great in the first place. If you look at him relative to, he scored 214 points. But what do you have? 72 for 670. He was just basically a Alex Smith special there, where Alex Smith couldn't throw the ball very far, so he just dumps it off to Logan Thomas. Is Ryan Fitzpatrick really going to throw him 110 targets?
I think so.
No way.
See this offer from Dynasty Greg?
What have you got there?
Do you see it?
It's a little blurry, but okay. So the 202, and you.
Oh wait.
Don't even waste your time.
Hey now, yeah. You see it?
Okay, so the 212, the 40. Oh my gosh, the 212 and a bunch of other shit way back.
So this is the type of trades you get in a 16-team league. Now, first of all, the 2-2 it's right on the fringe of when everything turns to shit.
Yeah,
That's the 18th overall pick. Yeah, so he wants to trade me a world of shit for
just a little bit of
fringe, or the fringe world of shit.
Yeah,
that's an auto reject.
To me, all that 405, 409, 413, 505, that's roster clogger shit.
Yeah,
I don't even want that on my roster.
Right. Actually, he was. I think that was that was a fresh trade from him. That wasn't a counter. I had offered him once. So I made a deal. I sent a deal to Swags. He countered with the 2022 and the 2023. So I was like, okay, I can get a 2022 and a 2023 for Henry. Let me throw out some 2022, 2023s to everyone and see, and add a piece, and maybe I can get some, but there was no takers. So this is honestly, Madman came back with some silly. He offered me a 2022 second and a 2023 third, and Michael Pittman.
Okay, so let's get on to a new trade.
Yeah, do that. Same league, right?
Very same league. I made a move for one Christian McCaffrey.
There it is. You guys see it?
Yes, for those of you listening at home, I gave up the 103 and the 205. So the 103 and then the 21st pick overall.
Don't you have like 17 picks in this league?
I do have quite a bit. This is the year that I decided, okay, I've got enough. Let me go ahead and get some pieces. So I traded that for Christian McCaffrey. I already own Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, and the 101. So the 103, which should be a quarterback under any circumstances, is I'm fine with losing that. So I did acquire Kareem Hunt from Larry earlier this year, live on the air. We hashed out a deal and I accepted it later. So I've got Kareem Hunt and Christian McCaffrey. Got those two quarterbacks. I have not a damn thing at wide receiver. I mean, my best wide receiver is Steven Sims. And then I have Evan Ingram and a bunch of junk at tight end. So I still need pieces. But I'm thinking if I can put together a team with a few studs and then a bunch of bit pieces, I can make it work.
16 team, you have to have a bunch of just pieces.
I need a bunch of pieces. Yeah. So if someone out there listening in HQ1, the OG HQ League, wants to make a move for Trevor Lawrence, you know where I am. So let's make it happen.
Let's do it, baby.
But yeah, I figured the 205 to me meant nothing. And I've got 3 firsts and I think 4 seconds left, or at least 3 seconds. And then I have 3 or 4 firsts next year. So worst case scenario, I'm looking at next year really building a stud team. But
excellent. So those are some trades. And I'm telling you, man, it's hard to talk about fantasy football when half your league mates are listening to the show.
Man, you tell you what.
And this time of year, and I like to talk, I like to run my mouth.
No way.
And I like to just talk about, and once the season starts, I'm cool with just whatever. But yeah, man, when you're doing startups and rookie drafts, it's hard to drop like what you're thinking, because people can use that against you.
Yeah. Ruben, do you stalk people's Twitter or get into people's stuff to try and figure out what they're doing?
No, not really.
No. When I'm ready to make a trade, I will go and find people and be like, all right, let me look at their Twitter and see if they like anybody on my team, or if they don't like someone, maybe they picked up an orphan in a league I'm in.
Yes.
And they don't like someone on their team. I can try and get it. I love to do that.
Way is back with us.
Way's almost up.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Oh, are we going to get a live pick out of Way tonight?
Maybe. Depends how fast Dogtown is.
Is Dogtown the only one on the clock right now?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Way can make his pick, and then we'll call it a night.
Way's got 2.
I was almost done. Then I actually hear someone called Logan Thomas is a bust, and I have to come back.
I'm sorry, but 29-year-old tight end breakouts don't work out. Especially ones that have.
I feel like we know which direction Way's going in with his.
Especially with low efficiency numbers.
I can't argue because I can't argue against you because. I do agree that if you're entering the market at his market price right now, is not a good bet. But I also want to drive the narrative. Is I think their head coach is a play his guy kind of coach, Ron Rivera. I look at how long he played Greg Olsen. I think
but Greg Olsen was good. Greg Olson was good.
I-
Logan Thomas hasn't been good until when Logan Thomas wasn't that good last year. 6 yards a target is what he had. That's terrible. I mean, that's like
I think
bad, bad, bad.
I think this is how we different is from my perspective is we don't know.
Yeah. I think I like to bank on the numbers, and the numbers say that a 29-year-old breakout who was inefficient can't sustain it is all. I don't see him getting another 110 targets this year. I don't see how that happens.
You kidding me?
And-
Ryan Fitzpatrick, baby.
Yeah, but Ryan
He's always
Fitzpatrick
the man on his first team when he's brand new to a team. He's
but
magic.
you're ignoring the fact that Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't use the tight end either. I mean, he ignores the tight end. Tua was great with. I mean, Gesicki was great with Tua and whatever with Ryan Fitzpatrick. So now you have a quarterback who likes to push the ball downfield. He's got Terry McLaurin, and they just drafted. Who'd they draft? Third rounder.
De'Ami Brown.
Yeah, De'Ami Brown. So now they've got two guys that can get out. And what are they going to do with De'Ami? And hopefully they use Antonio Gibson for all the Gibson truthers out there. So I feel like our ceiling with Logan Thomas is 85, 90 targets. You know,
That's fine. Let me actually pivot to someone else that I want
Yeah.
to see how do you feel about it. Is Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz right now in the startup will be drafted behind Logan Thomas by at least 10 spots of
Yeah.
tight end spots. I think Logan right now is somewhere around like 10, 15, right? 12, 14, 15. Zach Ertz, I can see him right now already drop to like tight end 20. Sometimes I see him dropping to tight end 25.
yeah.
How do you compare these two guys?
No, I mean, I think we're probably looking. If I had to bank on someone for the next 3 years, I'd bank on Zach Ertz over Logan Thomas personally.
Okay, so basically you are saying the market is stupid comparing those two.
Yes. Well, yeah, of course, because people are recency biased like nobody's business. You know, sometimes the market doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have
I
to take
agree.
advantage of that. You have to take advantage of
I
that, where
agree.
you look and you say, okay, well, Zach Ertz was banged up this year. And yes, he's not Zach Ertz of 2019. Like he's never going to be that guy again. But that doesn't mean he can't still be tight end 10, you know. Whereas I don't know that Logan Thomas gets 85 or 90 targets this year and catches 50 balls for 500 yards. He's nobody. He's just another plug and play tight end that means nothing in your lineup. You know, that's where I
so
see Logan Thomas.
We should
Yeah.
conclude this. We should conclude this way. We shouldn't invest Logan Thomas at his current ADP.
Correct. That's really my point. I'm not saying he's not startable. I'm not saying that he's not useful in a lineup. I'm just saying that he's not something that you want at his current price. Nor do I think that he's somebody that is going to be a difference maker in a lineup.
Do you want me to throw in another name? Robert Tonyan.
No,
He's
no.
slightly more expensive than Logan Thomas because he's
Yeah.
younger. But because of the A-Rod thing, his price is gonna come back.
It should,
Are you
because
going
what do you
to-
have, 55 or 60 targets last year? His
who?
entire. Go ahead.
He's
Wade.
extremely efficient, but his touchdown rate is extremely high, which
It's
basically means there's gonna be a regression.
Right. It's unsustainable, is what it is. Both the catch rate and the touchdown percentage are completely unsustainable. So, I mean, he caught
But
like
he's also
50
very young and athletic.
No, and that's fair. That's fair. But I just don't. The Packers don't, and especially Rodgers, don't throw to the tight end. That still matters because they didn't last year. It just happens that when Rodgers threw to Tonyan, that Tonyan was in the right place and actually made the catch. But if you're banking on a 90% catch rate, no, the mathematics don't match up for that. They don't balance. You know.
Okay, so now how about Irv Smith? Irv Smith is the most expensive out of all those four.
And someone on this podcast just drafted Irv Smith.
I know. How do you feel about him? He's way more expensive. And he did pretty much nothing so far. And he's just young. He's only young.
Yeah, no, there is
Do you
that.
think
is
he will
only
be the
young.
guy worth the risk, worth the price?
I mean, what?
If he goes, okay, so he had 43 targets last year, caught 30 balls. Like, it's just whatever.
That's gross.
What do we think? Yeah, I know it's bad, especially for a tight end who's not being targeted extremely deep downfield. But what do we think his legit target ceiling is this year?
Second year tight end at the time.
Yeah, okay. But what do we think his ceiling is for targets? I don't care about the actual stats because I just want to see what kind of volume he can get.
65, 70 max ceiling.
Really? You think it's that? I don't know if it's that low.
That's not a high passing offense though. And you have Thielen and you have Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I feel like that opens things up.
Suck.
I think that opens things up for Irv. There's no doubt there's a lot of mouths to feed, but I feel like
last year they threw to the tight end 107 times. How many?
Rudolph. That's right. Rudolph's gone.
Right. Yeah, Rudolph's gone. So that's what I'm saying.
And that was Rudolph.
So I feel like 70, 75 is reasonable.
I was going to say 80 targets for Irv.
Yeah, know, something in that range. That sounds about right. So losing a tight end like Rudolph, who has been someone who has garnered some playing time. I mean, his snap count has remained high. I feel like he's probably in that same range as the other guys. The difference is he's younger, so you're getting the same production at a different.
They signed Rudolph to I think it was a 3-year deal, like a year or two ago.
Right.
And they just let him go. So I mean, why wouldn't they keep their pride and joy, Kyle Rudolph? I mean, he was
because he was 10 million a year.
He was Mr. Minnesota Viking, and
because his cap was stupid high.
Well, right, yeah, but I
don't know. Okay, so it was probably a combination of two things, Larry. You think it's a combination of a vote of confidence for Irv Smith. It was also probably, on the other hand, a vote of this is the cap, and the cap is down $30 million this year. We've got to make some cuts by Kyle Rudolph.
And I also think the Vikings are that intelligent that the succession plan was just that when they drafted Irv Smith. So
let me ask. May I ask the next question?
Sure.
What kind of production Irv Smith has to get so that his stock won't drop next year?
In a 2-point tight end?
No. Just in general.
No,
it doesn't matter. Just talking about tight ends. We're not talking about actual we're not talking about format settings or anything like that.
Just within the tight end.
Do you think we get
okay? So currently he is what? He's tight end what right now? Somebody pull it.
Right
now,
like
I think 13,
it's 10, 11. 10 to 12.
Yeah, 10, 11. And he probably has to have 50 catches this year.
If he has a Logan Thomas season, is that a success for him?
Absolutely.
In his third year?
A Logan Thomas season for basically everyone outside the top 6 or 7 is a good year.
In a 2 tight end league.
He just went.
No, we're not talking about format. We're talking.
Yeah, we don't care about format, Larry. We're just talking about so if he ends up with a Logan Thomas type of year where he's got 70 catches, most likely he has a lot more than 670 yards because he's a more efficient player.
So he's a tight end 1 then because he just went. Larry took him as the 11th tight end.
Yeah. Oh, so you got him at tight end 11. I think it's fine.
So guess what? If he has a Logan Thomas season, does he become a tight end 5 next year off the board?
No, because you already have your 4, and unless somebody completely falls off, you got your 4.
You got. I don't
think
it
doesn't matter.
I'm
not doing any order.
Kelsey Kittle,
Waller. No. Kelsey Kittle, Waller, Pitts. All right, you got your 4 there. So then you got Andrews and Hawk. So that's 6.
Yeah, and then maybe Fan. So you're right. I think it's like a floating top 10, basically. Floating.
Right. Yeah, once you get past, once you get past Hawk, it kind of gets a little blurry anyway. I like.
That was Hawk with Stafford too. Now we're gonna have Hawk with Goff.
I don't think there's that.
Goff can support. He can support wide receivers. Yeah. I mean,
I don't think there's that much volume. I don't think there's that much difference in volume. There's going to be a difference in the team and how it affects the team wins losses. But for volume, I'm not worried about that at all.
I mean, they've already said they're going to play. They're going to be a scrappy team, and they had a great draft. I mean, they put a nice building block on the offensive line. Hawkinson is another year older. They drafted a young wideout that everyone's calling Cooper Cup. So Amon St. Brown supposed to be the new Cooper Cup. I mean, they don't have somebody in the slot. I mean, these guys going to eat. I mean, if he has any skills at all and can pick up the NFL game fast enough, this guy's. I mean, who's got a quicker path to targets as a rookie?
Okay, so
in general,
let's don't talk about the players for a second. The way I analyze players or analyze how we deal with players is the following, right? First of all, their price, which is number one thing, which is their cost.
Right.
The second thing is their expectation. What's the market expectation? Right. Third is what if not? Means what if he's not able to meet this expectation? What is price gonna go? That's basically how I analyze players.
Yeah, what's your risk? What's your risk analysis? Yeah. Sure, I get that.
Exactly. We're basically talking about everything is about cost. Everything is about ROI, right?
I'm only in like 10 or 11 leagues. Larry, quit. I'm only in like 10 or 11 leagues, so I don't play the portfolio game, but I still analyze players individually based on what I expect and situation changes, things like that. So going back to Irv Smith, I think that him getting up to 70, 80 targets is perfectly reasonable, which would put him in the 50 catch for 600, and 6 or 7 touchdowns. That's tight end 8-ish, whatever. If he doesn't hit those, if he's another 40 catch for 450 or 500 and 3 or 4 touchdowns, then he's a bust and he's out, But I just think that there's less risk there. That going from tight end 11 to
if we try to analyze his stats from top to down, I think from my perspective is Vikings this season, the volume will actually shrink because their team is getting better. They're getting a better O-line. Their defense is getting better. So that team is actually based on their previous coaching tendency, their volume is going to shrink.
Passing volume overall.
Yes.
Yeah, but you can have passing volume shrink. You can have passing volume shrink and individual volume go up, though.
Yes, but also based on what we saw last year, the small sample size, actually, Tyler Conklin didn't get much less volume than Rudolph. They have a very structured volume distribution between those two tight ends. One is an inline tight end, the other one is a move tight end. I don't think the Vikings, I think they kept the same coaching staff, right? Pretty much. Yeah. They changed their OC, right? Or it's the same OC.
I can't recall. But for the most part, they didn't have many changes.
Yes, I think their entire...
Kubiak retired and his son took over.
Yeah, so the same. Pretty much the same. So the way I feel about this is their entire structure, team structure, their coaching tendency are going to be exactly the same, meaning that it's actually very, very difficult for Irv to massively increase his pie. Basically, the entire pie is shrinking, and we're basically expecting Irv, his own pie, getting much bigger. But also,
okay. So here's the thing. Wait. All right. So Irv had 43 targets last year. Rudolph had 37, and then there was another 27 for the team. Can we assume, and this is a large assumption, can we assume that someone moves into the Rudolph spot and then Irv Smith can, I don't want to say inherit, but he can kind of absorb another 20 or 25 targets? Is that reasonable?
Yes.
And then they move to
55.
55 targets. So you're only giving him 12 extra targets on the season without a primary tight end on the field with him?
No. You want to add his targets by 25, right?
Yeah, 25-ish seems about right.
Yeah.
25 or 27.
Number? 40?
43, yeah.
43 plus 25, which is
68.
Something. 60.
Yeah, we're almost in that 70 range. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my prediction is 70 or 75 targets. And if he gets 70 and catches 50, That to me is a win because he's gonna go 50 for 606, something like that.
Okay, so 50, 506, something like that.
No, I give him 50 and
500.
50.
Okay,
He's better. He's not Logan Thomas,
yeah.
so he'll go better than 10 yards a catch, in my opinion.
Okay, so if he does 50, 605 touchdown, do you think his price is going to increase or decrease or stay the same?
I don't think it moves much at all. I think he's still right in that tight end 10, 11
Basically flat,
range.
right?
Sure.
Flat.
Yeah.
Unless he does a 800-yard season, his price is his stock is going to stay flat.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's not much risk there. I think there's still reward, but there's no risk in the move. But I don't think he can do any worse than 50 for 550 or 6 and 5 or 6. I don't think he can do any worse than that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Why not draft Ebron
because we know that Ebron's value is just going to tank.
Yeah, he's a journeyman. He's old.
He's old. I mean, how old is Eric Ebron now? Is he in his 30s?
No, he's young. I mean, he's not. He's old, but he's not. He came in the league very young, so it seems like he's much older than he is.
Okay,
but
so
he's late 20s.
He's 28. He's 28. He'll be Okay, so he's 28.
But still, he's
you can have Ebron,
you know,
as 1/5 of the cost, and getting pretty much the same expectation.
Well, that depends on how you feel about Pat Freiermuth.
Oh yeah, of course.
Where's Ebron now?
Of course, that's why his price. Yeah, Zach Ertz, 1/5 of cost.
Yeah, no, but again, you're talking about diminishing returns because you have no option, you have no value there, no option for value increase. There's no opportunity for those guys to get more valuable. Where there is opportunity, at a bare minimum, in my opinion, at a bare minimum, Irv Smith maintains value, and if he has anything better than 50 for 605, then he's going to end up moving up a little bit.
Okay.
So sure, you get those guys cheap. You get those guys cheap, but you're going to sell for even cheaper next year if you try to sell.
My overall statement is the following: you shouldn't invest a tight end at this range. Which regarding
no, and that's fair. That's fair.
It's a very it's not a very good investment. Whether you want to get points or you want to get equity, that pick is a bad pick.
Yeah, sorry, but you can always find someone that's going to buy.
I'm harsh on you.
No, but if you're in a 14-team league, there's 13 buyers. You only need one to purchase at the same cost next year if you want to cash out.
Anyway, we'll see. I think from position perspective, at Larry's spot, investing in a wide receiver is a much better investment.
Well, I told him to take Nuke and he didn't, so he didn't listen to me.
Yeah. So my point is my general point is the following: investing mid-end tight end historically is a very bad bet because that's hope. Hope for tight end is a poison. That's my general.
I'm a dice roller. I like to roll the dice. So I know a tight end, especially in a 2-point format, is worth a lot because they're going to be very, very scarce. You know, there aren't that many tight ends that put up a lot of points, and when it's a 2-point, there's a it opens it up a little bit, but still, I mean, they're golden.
That's why you should invest in round 2.
Running backs? Well, I got 3. I mean,
No.
I'm
That's
with you.
why I said
in round 2. In round 2.
Round 2.
Not round 7 for someone up in the air with hope rather than someone you can bank on.
I have a lot of confidence. I have a lot of confidence in Irv Smith. I've been an Irv Smith guy since he came out. So I am.
That's how you play the game.
I'm just using my own personal projections and but yeah.
Okay.
Who knows? It's like I said, it's a roll of the dice. You don't know. You're taking a chance. I'm hoping that he, catches all the balls that they threw to Rudolph the Red Zone Reindeer. Maybe it'll be Irv Smith, the Red Zone Smith Jr.
Yeah, by looking at whether you want to win or increase your equity, the best way to handle tight end strategy in, like we call it super tight end premium format, is you either bank on the super high end ones or invest the tight end that is tight end 20 and behind.
Yeah, but when you mention those older tight ends, I'd rather, if it's me and I'm investing in tight end 20, I want to take shots at Cole Kmet and Adam Troutman and guys like that.
No, Cole Kmet is gonna be gone very soon. Cole Kmet,
right, he'll be gone in like tight end 15 or so, sure. But what I'm saying is, when you're talking about that situation, I don't want to take the old guys, even if they're
going to be gone here when Way goes.
Where Ertz is old and Eric Ebron is perceived as old. I don't want to take those guys because their value is never going to go up. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'd rather take if you're in that ballpark and those guys, take the shot on the younger guys that have the opportunity, they have more years of possibly going up than I mean, Ertz is already on the way down, and he's just going to get, even if he comes out and has a monster year wherever he ends up, he maybe goes up a couple spots, but you know, if Cole Kmet comes out and has a huge year,
he's never going to be a top 6 or 8 tight end again.
No,
never.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense.
Frank in the chat says Kmet is going this round, so I got a feeling that that Kaboom is pouncing. Seeing that league?
Oh, well, he's not.
He's in there.
He doesn't have a pick anytime soon.
Well, he might have a pick soon.
Wade's got a pick coming up soon, so
yeah. By the way, in tight end 2 PPR format, you actually want to invest more on those inline tight end if you want to diversify, because you don't care much about their yard per catch. So actually, Kmet is actually, to me, is a better investment than Irv Smith.
Sure, all the volume in a two. Anytime you have a premium on receptions, the volume is going to matter.
You should go volume rather than yard. So basically,
the same thing is like it's the same thing as looking at half PPR versus full PPR and going, you know, Jarvis Landry over Robbie Anderson, that kind of thing.
Slot guys.
Where you're going to get 100 catches versus 70, that kind of thing. Yeah, sure.
So if you want to try to diversify in the tight end PPR format, you should go Ingram and Irv Smith. But in 2 PPR, you should focus on Kmet kind of guy, or even Hooper. It's fine. Yeah.
What? Say that again. 2. Oh, you're talking about 2 PPR or 2?
When you're looking at a tight end premium where you get a big premium like that, you want the volume. And what Way's saying is that inline tight ends generally get more volume because they're playing.
You don't care too much about their yard per reception.
Yeah,
which is the less part. Which is the lesser part. It doesn't matter that much.
Which in the NFL, they don't give a shit about that. They want yards per reception, but in fantasy, we just want volume. So
we just want points.
The NFL still wants efficiency. Yeah.
I see.
Oh. Now that Way and I have gone down a rabbit hole.
That's a rabbit hole.
Way, do you realize that I'm in DDL3?
What's your team?
Oh shit, I don't even remember my team name.
Hopeless.
Probably just
Hopeless Degenerate. He's Hopeless Degenerate.
I'm Hopeless Degenerate. Yeah.
Hopeless. Yep. Okay, I'll check on your team. All right. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I knew we've chatted in our league chat or whatever a few times. So I just thought it was funny. But yeah, we're in DDL3. So.
All right. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Should we wrap things up, guys?
Yeah, I think it's a good time to wrap it up.
All right. Well, thanks to Ruben and Way and Shane Manila. I don't know. Do we have anybody else? Well, J Mike in the chat. A lot of people here with us tonight. And I want to thank y'all for joining. And we have one more spot in our listener league. We're not rushing. We're not rushing to fill it. We want true listeners here. But before that, we got Oklahoma Doug here, baby. The IDP guy. Hey, Oklahoma Doug, back from the dead.
What y'all doing?
Back from the dead.
Well, howdy.
I'll take a large pepperoni, hold the anchovies, extra butter on the crust. Come on.
Put it on the crust. What is
Sir,
that?
I think you have the wrong number here, sir.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
my bad. How's it going,
bad.
fellas? Hold on. Let me get some lights going. Let me get
All
some
right,
lights.
I guess we'll run it back. Run it back. Maybe Dogtown will make his pick, and Whale have 2.
All right.
Oklahoma Doug had like a near-death experience
Firing up
recently, right? If anyone knows Oklahoma Doug, he's putting together a.
What's up?
Are you still putting together the hoodies for Hope League?
Yes. Yep. It's always one thing after another around here. When you got 37 kids and 127 head of cattle, it's always something popping up. But yes, it looks like it's going to be about probably around 6 divisions, probably around 10 teams apiece. So we're looking at almost 100 teams. We got some amazing prize packages going on from some amazing people already. And biggest thing, most important thing is keeping those families warm during the winter, though. You know what I mean?
All right, man.
That's cool.
So you recently died and
is
came
my
back to life. Is that correct?
my connection as bougie as it seems on this end?
Well,
It's
yeah,
bad,
man,
ain't it?
bougie.
It's bad. It's bad. All right.
I
Hey,
think you wear. It
let me
looks like you're
check
wearing.
out. Let me check out and get on the laptop. Let me get on the laptop.
All right, man, get on that laptop. I mean, there's so much to talk about Oklahoma Doug. Like he looks like he's got his sunglasses on. It looks like nighttime. Look at that.
We may need to bring Doug on for a show and give him some real time to talk about.
Should I just tell him to go home? And no, whatever, man. We'll keep it going. We'll give him a. We could set something up for a later date, but whatever, man. If he wants to get on a laptop, I don't know. Maybe should we just leave and then I'll just text him?
Yeah, just let him know. Hey, we'll have him
on. Baby! Thanks for listening to the Dynasty Hot Sauce Podcast. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.